It's a creeper world. Here comes Vanilla Minecraft Season 2. Heyo, Minecraft fans. It's Collins. We got some more Vanilla Minecraft. So I got the junk armor again, and we got some Eyes of Ender. We're going to try to find the stronghold, I think, this episode. Kind of like last episode where we just kind of messed around, did some stuff. But right now, we got level 30, so let's do... see if we got a good helmet enchant. I don't know. Let's try the... There's a protection 2. Protection 1. Now, let's see, we got this helmet. It's got Unbreaking, Aqua Affinity, and Respiration, so we could use a little more Aqua... Is it Aqua Affinity or Respiration that's more? Respiration is what we would want then, right? Well, there's a Protection 2. And that's all protection stuff. Protection 1. Yeah, I think we'll go with the Protection 2. You know what? Let's check out a book. Maybe a book will give us a better... Efficiency, fire... There we go. Protection 3. Let's do that. I'll use our level 30. And Bane of Arthropods. What a weird combination. Does that even combine in the... Okay, it would take off the... You know what, let's do that. Okay, so now we've used up some levels. Put these hats in the little bin. We got some boats, some ender pearls. The junk armor. I think we'll just go. Let's take a look at the time. Is it daytime, nighttime? It looks like it's about to get morning soon or whatever. So let's go try one of these ender pearls out. Eyes of Ender. Yeah. Maybe we want to start out up above. Let's throw this thing up, see where it goes. I've been going that way. Okay. I think that goes by that village that's over there. So let's see, did this thing land on the ground? We lose this thing. I think we lost that one. Yeah, we lose these every once in a while, and that's gonna happen. That's part of the deal of using the Eyes of Ender. That's fine. We kind of want to just head in this general direction, so we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll just kind of chat about some stuff, I guess. Alright, so I was recording some in-game audio, and just kind of beating around the bush, and it's a little distracting trying to talk and record at the same time, so we're just going to do some voiceover. And last episode I was kind of beating around the bush on certain subjects. I'm just going to bust right into it, and I'm just going to hit you over the head with the information that I have. So, one of the things that I know, like on YouTube you can look up your analytics, your demographics, and 87% of my viewers are men. Now, the age brackets vary, so it's a lot of younger men. You might even say boys. I just want you guys to know, if you're a young man that someone would call a boy, I'm just gonna, when I say men, I'm talking about you two. You are men in training, the future of mankind. You are men. And, you know, in the video you can see we're just looking for the stronghold, but we're talking about men. So, one of the things about men in today's society is there are no male safe spaces. What I mean by that is there are women-only places, but all the men-only places have been taken away from society. So the last bastion that we have of manhood is here on the internet, and hopefully you guys can think of my YouTube channel as one of the male safe spaces for you, one of the places where you can still be a man. And I know that there are some women listening, and you are welcome to listen and observe and hear what we have to say as men. But this is a man space. We may talk about things that you will misinterpret as making fun of women. That is not the case. You are not allowed to come in here and thought police us. If you're a woman and you're trying to call me names or shame tactic us or call us woman haters. That is not the case at all. We know that's not true, and I will not tolerate any of that. So if you're a woman and you come in here and you start calling us names, you're going to get hit with the man hammer. I'm sorry. We are not going to be thought policed by women on the internet. Doesn't happen that way. So if you come in here calling names, you're out. If you come in here and have something constructive to say or an intelligent observation, I will gladly let you stay and make your points. Otherwise, you will be banned. So, and that's one of the things that happens in general nowadays in society is everybody tells us that all the male-only spaces are bad because men are evil, blah, blah, blah. That is just simply not the case. So, sometimes men just need a place to be men. And I'm talking to you younger men too, the boys. Sometimes we just want a place where we can just be guys. There's no place left in society to do that, so we're here on the internet doing that. So you will get a lot of shaming language. You will hear people talking evil about the things that men do on the internet, telling you how bad they are. It's simply not true. You guys are probably smart men. You should be able to make your own observations, and I suggest that you do that. So listen to what I have to say. Don't take it as the word of God. Just simply listen to it, make your own observations, draw your own conclusions, and don't let anybody tell you how to think. You don't need thought police, you can think for yourselves. And there should be a little bit of audio in the background, so I think you can hear some of the stuff I'm saying. But we're just looking for the end portal room in here. So one of the things that I want to mention about male space on the internet is, as men, we have no idea how much feminism has invaded our society. It really has. Okay, it is all over the media, it's in our schools, it's in the news media, it's in government, it's in law, it's all over the place. And until you are aware of it, like once you are aware of how much it's invaded society, you'll realize how bad it is. Until then, you really have no idea. Like, you honestly have no idea. I hope that you guys can listen and hear what I have to say, visit some of the sites that I'll link to and stuff like that, and form your own opinion and realize how much feminism has invaded society and emasculated men today. One good example is male role models. I mean, there are no positive male role models. Turn on TV and you got Homer Simpson, Ray Romano. These are like emasculated men. These are incompetent, wimpy men. There are no strong men in media today to be positive male role models. We're told that we're buffoons and idiots. I mean, we're not explicitly told, but we are. It's implicitly implied. All right, there's our portal room. Yay! And we're breaking the spawner again, because if we want a spawner for these guys, we can go find another stronghold, but we just want to get access to the end. But yeah, there's no positive role models for men anymore. There's no, Sean Connery type James Bond. Even James Bond is all wussified. There's no good role models for men these days, and that's one of the things that feminism has done to invade our spaces. So men have started turning to the internet. It's our last bastion of manhood. It's the only place we can really be men. So there is a term that's used to describe some of the male spaces on the internet called the manosphere. And I want you to know, you may have heard some bad things about some stuff about the manosphere. It's completely untrue. I suggest that as young men, as older men, any man listening to this, and even the women listening to this, visit the sites, find out what they're into, form your own opinions. Don't let someone thought police you. Make your own decisions. You figure out what they're really talking about on these sites, in these forums, on these YouTube channels. You make your own decisions. You're smart, intelligent people. You can listen to what these people have to say and figure out whether they're speaking the truth, or they're speaking BS, or they hate women or whatever, because it's simply not the case. So we're going to talk about the manosphere. There's a bunch of, well, I'm going to mainly talk about three types of, three groups that are in the manosphere. So the first group is the MRM, the Men's Rights Movement, or MRAs, Men's Rights Activists. It pretty much means the same thing. And you may have heard some stuff in popular media about how evil these guys are. They're rape apologists, they're misogynistic, they're basically, you won't hear a lot of stuff about how evil they are. And really, what the men's rights movement is about is simply about trying to make sure that society doesn't vilify men. I mean, that's all it's really about. Men get the short end of the stick in divorce courts. Men can be accused of rape, and due process is gone. There's no innocent until proven guilty. It's guilty until proven innocent. And the men's rights movement is simply after trying to fix those laws. And it may or may not be a hopeless cause, depending on what you think, but that's what the men's rights movement's about. It's not about trying to let men get away with murder or anything stupid like that, or let men get away with rape, or rape apologists, or woman hating. It's really not about that at all. It's just about the laws are favored heavily towards women, and in the process of doing that, men are just getting the shaft. And the men's rights movement is just about, hey, can we change some laws and give us due process at least? That's really all the men's rights movement's about. So when you hear bad things on the media about the men's rights movement, again, visit the sites, find out what they're really talking about, pay attention to how heavily biased against men the news media is, and form your own opinions. Don't take the word of what these people say. You'll see you can't find unbiased opinions in the news these days. Everything is opinionated. I mean, just look at news stories nowadays. There's always huge bias. Just pay attention to it. Once you know it's there, like once you know to look for it, you'll be surprised at how much bias is in the media these days. Everything has bias. People will instantly talk about one group and talk about how horrible they are. It's all over the news. There's no unbiased news. Even Fox News that says fair and balanced, they totally have biased opinions. They will talk about how evil some group is and how good some other group is. All news media has been infected by feminism and has a negative opinion towards men. And you need to, once you're aware of that, you'll see what I'm talking about. And I'm not telling you to believe me. I'm telling you to take a step back, observe for yourself, and figure it out for yourself, because you'll see. So the men's rights movement gets the brunt of it because they're the most exposed. So you may have heard some bad things about the men's rights movement, and I'm here to tell you that it's probably not true. But I'm not going to tell you how to think. I want you to look into the men's rights movement and make your own decisions. And the most prominent place for the men's rights movement is A Voice for Men, avfm.com. And I suggest you check out their site, find out what they're really about, and form your own opinion. Don't listen to what other people say. Don't let people tell you how to think. Form your own opinion. Man up. And make your own judgment call. I mean, if you think they're evil, then you think they're evil. But check them out and figure it out for yourself. So that's the men's rights movement. And then one thing to note too about the men's rights movement is they get blamed for all the evil. So even stuff that's not men's rights movement will be called men's rights movement and be criticized heavily in the media. So a lot of times when you hear something bad about the men's rights movement on the news, it may not be the actual men's rights movement. Just something else to note and observe. Once you're aware of that, you'll see how prevalent it is in today's society, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. That's all I'm saying. So the other side of the spectrum from the men's rights movement in the manosphere is something called PUA, or pickup artists. And these are men who basically have advice. They try to give you advice for how to meet women, how to pick up women. And if you're a younger man, because I know a lot of my audience is younger men, like if you're in high school or grade school or sometimes even college, most of the stuff in the pickup artist community is not really applicable to you. And I'm not a big fan of the pickup artist community, but you know they have a valid reason to exist. And if anybody tells you anything bad about the pickup artist community, go to the store, pick up a woman's magazine, a Red Book, a Glamour, any woman's magazine you can think of, and find the articles on the tools that they give women to trap men, to pick up men. Some of those things are horrible. And why aren't they shamed? Why is the pickup artist community gets a bad rap and these guys don't? And again, don't take my word for it. Observe it for yourself, form your own opinions, and that's all I'm going to say on that. That's the pickup artist community. One of the main websites, and probably a good source of information, because even if you're not into PUA, they have some good information for men that is really good for all men to know, is returnofkings.com. And then pickup artists. One of the other manosphere sites, well, not even really manosphere sites, one of the other sites on the internet that I want to at least warn you guys about is a place called We Hunted the Mammoth. And the founder of this website is what is referred to in the manosphere as a mangina, and it's just as bad as it sounds. This guy doesn't care about men. He has totally drank the feminist Kool-Aid, and he believes that all men are evil, and his website is full of propaganda to tell you how evil men are. And again, check it out, form your own opinion. Ask yourself if you are the evil man that website claims you to be, and once you realize you're not, you can form your own opinions. So yeah, avoid that site or check it out. Just don't believe any of the crap that they tell you. And then the last bastion of the manosphere that I want to talk about is something that I'm pretty much committed to, and it is called MGTOW, and that's how it's pronounced. MGTOW, like a MiG, like a Russian fighter plane, and then Tao, like a ancient Chinese philosophy or something. And it's MGTOW, and it stands for Men Going Their Own Way. And the concept behind MGTOW is that society today vilifies men. Look at Ray Barone, look at everything. When you realize how much society vilifies men, you'll see what I'm talking about. And MGTOW are just about living for yourself and realizing how much media in today's society vilifies man, emasculates men, emasculates boys, and not falling for the traps. And that's what MGTOW is. MGTOW, there's a website, and I would suggest you check out there's some really good MGTOW channels on the internet. Probably some good introductory ones would either be Sandman MGTOW on YouTube, on Twitter, and then also Terrence Popp, redonkulous.com. Definitely check out some of that stuff. It's pretty funny stuff. And then if you really get into it, some of the founders, Barbarossa and let's see, Barbarossa, Thinking Ape, which is Stardust. There are some others out there. If you want to look into more information on what they have to say, check it out. Again, you'll hear a lot of negative things about these people. I'm here to tell you it's simply not true. And I'm here to tell you to check them out for yourself, form your own opinions. And then the last things I want to talk about in the manosphere, since we're probably getting short on the video here, is something called red pill knowledge. And no matter how much of the manosphere you get into, maybe you like the men's rights movement, maybe you hate it, maybe you like the pickup artist community, maybe you hate it, no matter how much or how little of the manosphere you get involved in, if you're a man, probably the most important thing you can do for your sanity, for your livelihood in today's society in the Western world, is understand red pill knowledge. And it's exactly what it sounds like. If you've never seen the 1999, is it 99 movie, The Matrix, I suggest you watch The Matrix. The red pill is, the idea comes from The Matrix, and it's based on the, Morpheus presents Neo with an option. He says, take the red pill and wake up and understand how the world really works, or take the blue pill and keep living in your dream world. And if you've seen the movie, you know how like the realization is uncanny for Neo. He struggles with the concept that his whole reality is not what he's been led to believe. And in some ways, red pill knowledge in the manosphere is worse than that, because Neo gets to unplug from the Matrix and actually see the world for how it really is. Red pill knowledge in the manosphere is knowledge of the truth of how society works in the modern Western world, but you don't get to wake up and unplug and walk away. You're still living in that world. But I suggest all men of all ages, and maybe even some of the women who are smart enough to stop trying to shame everybody who's talking about it and look at the truth, will realize how society emasculates modern men and boys, and see the truth. So if you're a man watching this video, a young man, an old man, I suggest you look into red pill knowledge, red pill philosophy. There's something called what is it? It's I will get it in a second. Evolutionary psychology, which is the assumption that a lot of how we react to other people, other men, other women, other cultures, is based on the way we look at the world is based on, is grounded in evolution. Like, we had to think this way and act this way and treat men and women this way to survive as a species. You may think it's a little bit of BS, you may not fully believe it. The point is that it is probably one of the most important things to help you understand red pill knowledge. And you don't have to swallow the red pill. You can keep living in your illusionary world. But I suggest as a man you at least look into it and understand the truth of how society treats men today. It's probably one of the best things you can do, and it's some pretty scary information, I'll have to admit. Literally, I consider myself a pretty manly man. When I realized the full breadth and depth of how society treats men today compared to how men and women really are, I literally bawled like a baby. It's some scary information, but it's information that I think all men should have. So if you are a man in today's society, I highly suggest you get as much red pill knowledge as you can. It's probably the only way to protect yourself and your sanity. So if you think about like how many, like the percentage of men in the world who are homeless, like homeless men in Western society are way more prevalent than homeless women. Some men give up on trying in life and end up living homeless. Some men, the men in Japanese culture become something called grass eating men. Look that up on YouTube. There's a whole bunch or on the internet. There's a whole bunch of information on grass eater society in Japanese culture, and it's basically just their culture's way of dealing with the truth about human nature. Us in the Western world, we have different set of morals and values and stigmas and things like that, so we have a different view of how things work and a different reaction. Some men don't know how to react. They commit suicide. Some men, become homeless. Some men, nowadays, men are going crazy and they're like shooting up schools and all these other things. These young men are doing these horrible things. MGTOW is just a safe outlet for you to, like a set of guidelines to help you survive not going insane and not doing anything bad for society when you understand how men and women really work. And that's really the point I want to get across in this video. Like I said, it kind of hinted at the differences between men and women and how we perceive humans to work and how they actually work in society. So I think it's just important for all men to know and to understand how that actually works. I'm going to go ahead and throw some links up in the video description to some information on Red Pill Knowledge, some links to the men's rights movement sites, the pickup artist sites, and some MGTOW information too, some videos and things like that. What I suggest you do as a man, go to their sites, find out what they have to say, and form your own dang opinions. Don't listen to what other people tell you, the evil things that they talk about. Don't let thought police tell you how to think. Form your own opinions. That's all I'm really going to say about that. Aside from that, I think that's what we're going to kind of focus on the channel here, is the gaming will be something cool we'll do. We're going to do all this fun stuff. We're going to go stronghold and nether fortresses and all the fun stuff we do in Minecraft, but I think we're going to focus a little bit more on the realization that society is geared to basically hate men. Yeah, I think we're wrapping up here. So we're taking the stronghold room and we're just turning it into something that is easier for us. We're gonna I'm saying a whole lot. We're gonna make a place that is an easy way to get to the end. And yeah. So next episode, I think we're gonna do some more exploring of maybe this fortress here. Did I say it right? Fortress, stronghold. This is the stronghold. More stronghold exploring, but for now, I think we're just gonna. We got this set up. We can use our other portal to get here quickly, and maybe we'll go to the end in a couple episodes. And I think I'll let this carry on for a little bit. There's a little bit of voice stuff still going on, and I talk about some of the same issues. I just thought the voiceover would be a better way to present it, and then we talk about what we're gonna do and how we're gonna actually play the Minecraft in the LP series. So thanks guys for listening, and again, don't listen to the bad things that people tell you about this information. Look at the sites, find out what they're really about, and form your own opinions. You're intelligent men. If you're a woman, listen. You are hopefully an intelligent woman, and you can see life for how it really is. I'm pretty sure we filled up an episode. I'm gonna have to come back through later on and switch out the stone bricks with some not so, like some cracked and mossy. But I can do that off camera, and we'll have to get a way to get into this passage down here and a way to get back out here. But I think we filled up an episode, and I may do some voiceover stuff, so if I do that, then hopefully that'll be better than the normal stuff. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody who likes and subscribes. We got to the end, and we'll catch you guys later.